What happens if I try to land an aircraft, fully manually, while only looking at the instruments? I tested this in GeoFS, and the result was not ideal, to say the very least. Stay tuned. First of all, this is the start of our approach. Let's go into the cockpit, and you can already see how bad this approach is looking. Here is our primary flight display, which is the only thing I will be looking at for the remainder of this flight, until we probably die, that is. Yes, so here is the actual camera view that I flew the approach in. No outside visual references, not even a glimpse at the rest of the cockpit. Just a square with half orange and half blue, and a few numbers at the sides. Now if you look closely, on the right and bottom of the attitude indicator, there are two scales with 4 dots and a line in the middle. The scale on the right represents our glide slope, and the bottom our localizer. These two elements are what forms the Instrument Landing System, or ILS, and that's what we will be using to land the aircraft. The scales will show deviations off the correct extended centerline and glide path so we can correct them, or at least that's what they're supposed to do. But as you will soon see, this is just not meant to be. As you can see with this change of camera view, our approach is not looking good. At a stage where we should already be nicely aligned with the runway, I'm still desperately trying to turn to get myself centered on the localizer and get on the correct glide path. This is what our crazy approach might look like to a passenger. Now, it might not seem like too big of a deal, but just wait and see what our poor passengers can see out of the window on short final. So as you can see, this is our aircraft, and all the way to our right is our intended landing runway. Yikes, can someone help me pay for the damages if I end up landing on the terminal building? Because that looks like exactly where I'm headed. You can see that I'm frantically trying to turn right and left again to align myself, which helps a bit, but we still have bigger problems. For one, we are constantly fluctuating up and down of the glide path. Worse still, as we come closer to the runway, the ILS indicators get increasingly sensitive, meaning that the same physical deviation will result in a bigger displayed deviation on the indicators. This perceived larger deviation results in a higher workload, which results in more mistakes, which results in even bigger deviations, and you can see where this vicious cycle is going. In these few moments, our approach is actually not looking too bad. Could we actually land our plane, using only the instruments, without too much of an issue? Quick answer, no. I said, in these few moments for a reason. Now we quickly find ourselves way below the glide slope and offset to the left of the extended center line. Also, for a few seconds here I'm actually gaining altitude, which is something you do not want to do this close to the runway. But obviously in the stress of the moment I completely missed that, and I guess it was justified anyway given our position relative to the correct glide path. Here, we momentarily descend with negative 1,600 feet per minute. Again, crazy figures for a stage of flight like this. Now I'll shut up and you can watch our impending disaster unfold. Get out! Here we have a replay from external view. We came into the left of the runway, but we actually got pretty close given the circumstances. A few crazy rolls on short final, including a 60-degree one to the right when we were just 20 feet on the ground. We'll see what that looks like to our poor passengers later. We touched down left of the runway, but well within the airport perimeter. We crossed a few taxiways and finally came to a stop, fortunately without hitting any terminal buildings. Here's a passenger view. Again, absolutely terrifying. The touchdown itself wasn't actually that bad, honestly. And we come to a stop. So here's our plane, and there's our landing runway all the way over there. So, that answers the question. We probably didn't kill any people, but I think a lot of our poor passengers will need mental therapy after this. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to see more similar aviation content. Also, on your way out, leave a like, and maybe a comment. Have a great day and see you next time.